how would you play your hand at receiver? Because, here's the thing. All the receivers are going to be there for them if they wanted to go receiver, but they're not going to go receiver, right? They have the 11th pick, Teteroa McMillan, Matthew Golden, Luther Burden, Emeka Egbuka, who's very polished. A buddy of mine said if they go receiver, they could trade back, and he could see Kyle going for Emeka Egbuka because he's so polished and he's ready to contribute right away. I understand that thinking, but I also think he's a little low end. I'm a little nervous when I see Lynch cozying up to Alec Ayamanor because I think I think he needs development, and they need someone who can help. I'd rather see them go with Savion Williams from TCU or Jalen Royals from Utah State. And those guys are projected like in the 80s or 90s. So we're talking about round 3 probably.
I like Jalen Knoll as like sort of like a wide
too.
receiver, running back, hybrid, special teams returner. I mean, he's so fast. I don't know if he's a true wide receiver, but I mean, I think you could do some interesting stuff. Like Iowa State used to put him in the backfield and get him matched up on linebackers and stuff. I think Kyle could do some interesting stuff with Jalen Knoll. And I know Chris Sims likes him a lot, which means Kyle likes him a lot.
Oh, he's awesome. I mean, this kid, and it's like when I say he's awesome, I'm like, as awesome as you can be for being whatever. He's a 5'10" receiver.
5'9", yeah,
he's not big, but man, this guy's so explosive. He's from Kansas City. He's been their 2-time co-captain. He was a special teams player of the year in the conference, first team all conference, both as a kick returner, as a punt returner, and as a wide receiver. He's academic, All-American. Honor roll student, super electric, scored a bunch of touchdowns, 8 or 9 touchdowns. Yeah, he's really intriguing. What's more important, that the Niners get a starting caliber receiver or a starting caliber running back?
I love this question. To me, you could argue running back's the biggest need on the offense. I mean, no disrespect to Christian McCaffrey and Garendo, but between the two of them last year, they had 134 carries. So I think the Niners can't be in a position like they were last year. They always go through running backs. McCaffrey's getting older. Garendo's never been a high workload guy ever. So they need to be taken care of at running back. They need someone who can actually start. I don't know if it's Israel Abanikanda or Patrick Taylor. And it seems like at wide receiver, yeah, they need wide receivers too. But you just gave Demarcus Robinson a 2-year deal for whatever reason. Ayuk's still here. Jennings is good. Pearsall, it was a first-round pick. You're not desperate for bodies the way you are at running back.
One theme of the draft. Now, I don't know. I mean, I guess, it's funny. I don't want to make fun of Lombardi. He's got his charts. One of the things that he came up with a few weeks ago that I thought was kind of interesting is he's like, here are the Niners' 4 biggest needs. And it was all based on, they're 32nd in special teams DVOA. So they're bad on special teams. They need to get better there. They need to get better in short yardage, both running it and stopping it. They've got all kinds of problems statistically on defense. What do you think is the primary need? It's like, because I mean, what's the need that, man, you want to start there? Because if you said to me, what's their theme?
Tell you, I can answer. I know what you're going to. PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game the 49ers will go on to win, I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code COHN, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. What they need is a great player. They need a great player.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
like
really what
they can't they can't get this wrong. So if they get a great player into the position that isn't necessarily like their most pressing, well, you know what? At least they didn't miss like the way they did when they took Kinlaw or whomever, Trey Lance.
That's what I would say. I would say they need a great player, and that's why, like, I wouldn't be like, oh, what, they're going for Tyler Warren, because I think Tyler Warren is a great player. But here's another guy that I think is a great player, and the more I watch this guy, he didn't test out all that well. But Grant, when I watch his film is dominant, and he would change the 49ers personality the day he walks through the door, and yet there's a lot of people that would be really critical if they took this player at 11. So, he's listed at number 34 on the list I'm looking at. What do you think of trading back and taking the most dominant guard in the draft in Tyler Booker from Alabama? This guy's 6'5". He's 332 pounds. He has been playing left guard for Alabama. The Niners just lost Aaron Banks. They want to contend, and they need a starting left guard. Now, I love Ben Bartch. He's a nice guy. I don't know that Ben Bartch is that guy. If you could trade back from 11, get more picks, and in the 20s, maybe take a pick and invest in Tyler Booker, who's just long arms, 6'5", 330, and he's dominant. He's a power-based guard. But, I mean, he's a dominant. I mean, you can't run the ball inside the 5. You're Kyle Shanahan, and you're passing the ball on 2nd and goal from the 4. You're passing the ball on 3rd and goal from the 4. You've told us that Brendel's not the issue. You've told us that Juszczyk's not the issue. I don't believe that CMC's the issue. There's only one position left. It's not Grant's fault. It's not my fault. It's not Demo Lenore's fault. It has to be the fault of Banks. Somebody has to be the reason that they couldn't run. So who is it? And let's replace that guy. I think it's probably the left guard. I think a Pooney Booker combination at guard could be, you could have, Field Yates and Kuiper were talking about it when they talked about this guy in their show. They're like, this guy's got some limitations, but you know what? This guy's going to be a dominant road grading guard in the NFL for the next 15 years. And I really believe that. I think this could be a Quentin Nelson type guard. I think he's a total destroyer. What do you I know it's a guard, but what do you think?
I like him a lot. To me, he's the kind of offensive lineman guard that the Eagles would love. I think he would fit their system. They'd be all over him. He's so physically imposing. He's a great drive blocker. The Niners have their system, though. They're outside zone. They're looking at offensive lineman's 20-yard shuttle. You think the Eagles give a damn what? No, but that's the Niners, man. And we saw it last year. It was not only Pooney, but Kingston. You got to have this shuttle. Brendel has it. I just don't think he's necessarily the Niners' cup of tea. I think they'd probably rather go for someone like Kelvin Banks and move him to guard than slide him back out to tackle one day. But I totally see where your head is at, because that's the kind of player that's on the offensive line that just won Super Bowl. Why wouldn't you want that? But it's not their system.
Yeah, it's just.
We thought that about Banks tue. When they drafted Banks, it was like, why are you drafting him? He doesn't fit your system. I don't know.
Well, and should they go for? When their linemen got hurt this year and they went in to get some other linemen, they brought in guys like Pleasance. These guys were kind of bigger bodied guys. I was wondering, you think we're going to see a bigger bodied offensive lineman, or are they going to hold to their 20-yard shuttles and take some underpowered guy who has great feet, who's going to be there in the 6th round, and say, hey, look, we like this guy. He fits our system. It's like, I like that player too from time to time, because those guys are kind of quietly effective and you're not investing a lot of capital to get them. So it's great. It's a win-win. But it almost feels like if you have these guys, will you ever be able to run on 4th and 1 from the 1? I don't know. I don't know.